This story unfolds long ago, in a land called Judea, in a small village named Bethany. Bethany was a quiet place, nestled among hills and olive groves, just a short distance from the bustling city of Jerusalem. It was a time when villages were close-knit communities, where everyone knew their neighbors and life followed the rhythms of farming and family. In those days, people lived simply. News traveled slowly, often by word of mouth. Sickness was a common and serious concern, and when someone passed away, their family and friends gathered to mourn together, following customs that had been passed down through generations. These were times of both close community bonds and challenging uncertainties. Among the residents of Bethany lived a man named Lazarus, and his two sisters, Mary and Martha. They were known and respected in their village. Lazarus was a dear friend of Jesus, a teacher and healer who traveled throughout the land, sharing his message and helping many people. Jesus often visited their home in Bethany, finding a warm welcome there. Life in Bethany continued in its familiar way. Lazarus, Mary, and Martha shared a close bond, and their home was a place of hospitality. It seemed like a peaceful existence, filled with daily routines and simple pleasures. Their friendship with Jesus brought a special warmth to their lives, and everything appeared stable and ordinary in their quiet village. One day, Lazarus fell ill. His condition grew worse, causing great worry for his sisters. They sent a messenger to Jesus, who was in another place, saying, "Lord, the one you love is sick." Jesus received this urgent message. However, instead of traveling immediately to Bethany, he stayed where he was for 2 more days. By the time Jesus decided to go to Bethany, a significant change had occurred. Lazarus had already passed away and been laid in a tomb. When Jesus finally set out for Bethany, he arrived to find that Lazarus had been in the tomb for 4 days. Martha and Mary, along with many friends and neighbors, were deep in sorrow. Their village was filled with the sounds of mourning. People were gathered, sharing their sadness and offering comfort, as was the custom for those who had lost a loved one. The grief was evident in every home. Upon Jesus' arrival, Martha went out to meet him. She said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." Later, Mary expressed the same deep sorrow and belief. Jesus felt the profound sadness surrounding them. He asked where Lazarus was laid. He was then led to the tomb, which was a cave, and a large stone covered its entrance. Jesus stood before the tomb and said, "Take away the stone." Martha, still filled with sorrow, mentioned that by now there would be a strong odor, as Lazarus had been dead for 4 days. Despite her concern, Jesus asked them to remove the stone. Then, he looked up and spoke, giving thanks. After this, he called out in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out." A remarkable moment unfolded. To the astonishment of everyone present, Lazarus slowly emerged from the tomb. He was still wrapped in grave cloths, with his hands and feet bound, and a cloth around his face. The people who had gathered for mourning, including Martha and Mary, watched in silent wonder. Their sorrow was replaced by shock and then by an overwhelming sense of relief and joy. Jesus then told them, "Unbind him, and let him go." Lazarus was freed from his grave cloths and walked among them once more. The news of what had happened in Bethany spread quickly. Many people who had witnessed this extraordinary event believed in Jesus, their faith renewed and strengthened by what they had seen. Life in Bethany, for those who had been grieving, was profoundly changed. This story shows us that even when situations seem final and without hope, unexpected things can happen. It reminds us that challenges, no matter how great, can sometimes be overcome in ways we cannot imagine. The return of Lazarus offered a powerful message of hope, suggesting that even death is not the end of possibility. And so, the memory of Lazarus, and the events of that day in Bethany, continued to be shared. The story remains a quiet reminder of profound change and the enduring presence of hope, even in the face of what seems impossible.